Just Johnny over there because you all got
game of the year. Best thing ever.
Best thing to transition to.
God.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
Transition to.
Oh.
No.
Sorry.
Boo. I'm saying boo earns.
All right, so the game is Guts and Glory, currently available on Steam right now.
I'm taking my glasses off for this review.
Oh, well, lay it on us, because apparently it's
I have to face palm hard enough. I had to take my glasses off.
All right, well, Mix is checked out. Just Johnny, give us the rundown on what this game is actually about.
All right, right off rip, I'm going to give this a big steaming pile of thumbs downness, so I'll start with that.
Well, I'll give the basic breakdown of the game. So it's almost like the worst boxcar race game imaginable, where you're trying to get this like guy and his kid down a racetrack essentially, and not like have them explode or like burst into flames or float into space or question mark. It's like a wonky physics engine racing game question mark.
It's like an obstacle course racing game.
Obstacle course. So you're trying to get from point A to point B
at the fastest possible
without smacking into something.
Yeah. And
would be nice if the game let you do that.
Yeah.
Well,
so
it was the challenge. It's like the second level of Battletoads. We can't make it too easy.
Not quite, Fred.
Well, there's a couple ways to play this. You can play on keyboard and mouse, which is definitely not something you should do.
Which is all I had. So hello.
Or you play with a controller.
I then tried it with my Xbox controller that plugs into Steam, and I did barely better with it.
Yeah, I found it significantly better with the 360 remote. However, you cannot play this with any other kind of remote. I tried playing on my Wii U Pro controller, and the controls were unmapped.
It was nearly impossible on keyboard and mouse. Almost impossible. And that's how I play most games.
Wait, so I can't plug in my Power Glove and just go
I'm a filthy casual.
If you have the right drivers, but this game will like ignore the drivers that are installed on there. So I add the
It's a cursed game. I want to establish this, everyone. This game is cursed.
Oh, that sounds like the challenge. Like, okay, even the controller's gonna test you.
Well, I'm not gonna fault it on the controller front, because the 360 remote did work. And did work somewhat okay. It was decent for most of the vehicles, and somewhat acceptable, except for there's a couple of different vehicles that you can play in this that you're using to sort of navigate through these obstacles.
My favorite's the bicycle.
The bike is probably the best one.
My favorite,
just because it handles so well.
That's what I was gonna say. It was the only one that I actually could make do anything.
Yeah. Wait. So what are the other vehicles? So like one roller skate?
No, it's like I wish.
Do you want me to go over those?
Yeah, go.
All right, so there's the bicycle. There's a kid also on a bicycle, but with a wagon. All right, so the bicycle.
There's like a child wagon, like a kiddie wagon.
Yeah, the red wagon.
Yeah.
The red wagon that
like
the handle
you pull.
on it.
Radio Flyer.
Yes, the one.
Anyone with a sibling did this thing where they put their younger sibling on and pulled them. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm sorry. I wanted my brothers to live. So I couldn't do that.
Oh, I definitely did that.
No, I definitely.
It's like, we're going down the hill. Can I buckle in this side? No.
So those two kind of operate somewhat the same. The first bike has a baby strapped.
That's my favorite one. That's my favorite one.
That is the best one. It handles the best. The other one with the wagon, you feel like there's a weight tethered to the back of it, and it's sort of like a bicycle trailer tractor.
You're gonna fishtail into something if you use this one.
Yeah, and there's a little girl on the back of it, and the ragdoll physics is pretty funny. They sort of like cemented it in there, but they're like moving around. They're trying not to fall off, but they fall off. That part is like comical for like the first minute.
Yeah.
But the other vehicles there's this sort of like a rednecky type of individual on a four-wheeler. There's a Evel Knievel lady on a miniature dirt bike. It's not
awesome.
It's like a smaller dirt bike, but it's not like miniature, so it's like in between small and miniature.
I'm talking like the little crusty bike from that episode of The Simpsons where Homer became a clown.
No, but I wish.
No. And then the other three is there's a car with a family, and that car's terrible. And then there's this one's also terrible for different reasons. There's this pickup truck.
Yep.
With people from, I believe, Mexico, and they have two people riding on the back, and there's like the pickup is full of narcotics wrapped up in pack. Oh yeah, and there's money
because everything goes flying.
Everything
goes flying. Because here's the thing, I was talking with Johnny about this before. It's almost like you take a racing game and you combine it with Goat Simulator.
That sounds amazing.
Where
I don't see a problem.
it's not, again, the problem with this game is not its concept, but its follow through. To me, anyway, it is nearly impossible to play this game in an enjoyable manner.
Or a lack of follow through, right?
Yeah,
this game lacked any kind of polish whatsoever.
Yeah.
In addition to,
there's no way to play this to enjoy the silliness of the game.
Yeah, because you're seeing the same assets over and over again, the same buildings, the same sort of textures that are all over the place. It's essentially one map. There is a city map. And there is sort of there are more than just one map, but you kind of are stuck to one particular map and then a different obstacle course sort of smacked on top of it for you to go through. And the music isn't it's not bad. It's just that it's so minimal and generic and derived.
They didn't hire Tommy Tallarico for the jams.
No, and the menus in the UI now. This is an early access game,
yes.
So there are you have to go into this thinking, all right, benefit of the doubt. They'll probably fix these things. They'll probably fix these other things.
Like scrapping the game and starting over. Like that's my problem.
Yes.
My issue with this game is not that it is inherently a bad game. It's that I literally could not play through this game in an enjoyable manner. And now I started out with keyboard and mouse trying to play, nearly impossible. I then used the Xbox controller that I have, made it passable. But it still would be like, part of the obstacle course is, it's funny when the guy on the bike hits a road cone and the baby goes flying. It's hilarious. But when you're doing that the 12th time and you're like, I just want to finish this thing so I can do a different thing. Yeah. And it really feels like you hit this roadblock because the game is just so not thought through that there's only a finite amount of things the game lets you do, if you will.
Man. I was excited from the concept of, you got to keep the baby alive, and there's buzzsaws and stuff everywhere.
It's not about keeping a baby alive.
That's the whole thing, too. Not at all. It's just about getting from point A to point B.
And the baby is a decoy. You got to chuck it into
that
baby
baby can plop off. Nobody cares.
The obstacle course is almost as if, 1, 2, maybe 3 hits, and then you die. And that's sort of it. It's like it's an HP system, and then they have this little gore effects tied to it. But it's really kind of like a minimal HP system in order for you to get from point A to point B and finish it without dying.
Yep.
And if you take enough hits, or if you take the right kind of hits, like if you take a saw blade to the chest, well, that's it. One hit, you're dead. If you take, there's they shoot these big giant bounce, I guess, cannon or bounce balls.
I thought they were bouncy balls.
Yeah, like blue bouncy balls.
Yeah.
They shoot them at you. If you might be able to take 1 or 2 hits, but if you take a direct hit, it'll blow apart your arms and legs and stuff like that. So it really depends.
Yeah, and then it's funny because it's over the top violence. They literally explode. That's what I'm saying with the Goat Simulator aspect of it. But I couldn't play it. I admit I got 2 hours on it and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, there's a boost button. It doesn't really do much at all.
Yeah, I expected it to nitro you until it doesn't.
Yeah.
I thought, I'd be shooting off.
Or when you're playing with sound, I imagine it at least boost your ego. It's like,
it does nothing.
You look beautiful.
It does nothing.
You don't even hear anything.
No, I love that.
Yeah, I would expect it would have some. That's a perfect summation of the whole game. Is you go to boost and you're like, all right, it's gonna have some rocket blasting. It's gonna do something. No.
Yeah, not even a baby cry or anything like that.
Anything.
You don't hear a baby crying. The baby's quiet all the time while you're recklessly bicycling all over the place.
Of course, Mix Macabre is callously chucking it across the field as a decoy.
To be fair, I did try to kill that baby a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
You can actually. I guess the only good thing about this is that you can have your baby die and still finish the obstacle course.
Well, that's the whole thing, though. There's no penalty. There is no penalty. Your baby can plop right off.
Yeah.
They do not care.
Wow.
Yeah, and not only that.
Then, is there anything good about this game?
You could not buy it, not play it.
Yeah, don't play this game.
Yeah.
You could do anything else.
So a thumbs down.
Yeah, that's a thumbs down. I try not to
right.
give a resounding thumbs down, but I
Just be honest.
can't think of anything good about this game. It just was completely unenjoyable.
It's 10 wasted dollars. I can give you a list of 100 other games that you could spend $10 on. They'll have a way better time.
Go
than
get
this
some
thing.
Super Pooper. You'll have a great day.
Oh boy.
Super Pooper 2.
All right,
Super
so the game is
Pooper
Guts
2.
and Glory, currently available on the Steam store now. It sounds like you guys are on the fence.
Yeah, on the pooping on the fence.
Oh, bro. All right. So we're
what do you
we're at
got,
poop
bro?
jokes now. All right, so thank you very much for that. We're gonna close out.